Imagine waking up with your mind already racing, emails unanswered, deadlines chasing you, messages piling up before the day has even begun. The weight of expectation presses down before the day has even begun. Behind this rush lies a deeper fear, the fear of failure. Fear of losing your job, of being judged, of making the wrong move and wasting precious time. It's the fear that freezes us before we even take the first step. But what if failure is not the end? What if every setback is the beginning of strength, a hidden doorway to growth that most people never see? There is a way to escape this prison of fear. The Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, faced wars, plagues, and betrayals, yet discovered timeless lessons to rise above fear itself. And today, their wisdom can guide us too. 3 voices from the ancient world stand ready to guide us: Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, then Seneca, the sharp Roman statesman, and Epictetus, the former slave turned teacher of wisdom. Each faced hardship, and each left behind words forged in struggle. They lived in a world of chaos, wars tearing empires apart, deadly plagues swept across cities, political intrigue and betrayal came at every turn. Yet in the middle of this storm, they discovered a calm that no external force could break. Think of them as torches of wisdom carried across centuries, lights that pierce through the darkness of fear. Their words are not dusty relics of philosophy, but living fire. They show us how to move forward when failure threatens to hold us back. From their struggles come 7 timeless lessons, 7 Stoic quotes that reveal how to break free from the fear of failure. Each one is a step on the path from paralysis to courage. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." He warned a young friend, Lucilius, that the mind often invents disasters far worse than anything reality provides. Fear thrives in the imagination long before life ever delivers the blow. The lesson is simple: most of our suffering comes not from events, but from the stories we tell ourselves about what might happen. Here's how to apply it. The next time fear grips you, write down the worst-case scenario in detail. Once fear is named, it begins to shrink. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do and say and think. He wrote these words when war and plague haunted the empire, reminding himself that death was never distant. Remembering mortality was not despair, it was urgency. It stripped away trivial worries and pushed him to live with clarity. The philosophy is sharp. When you remember life is short, the fear of failure loses its grip. What matters is not avoiding mistakes, but living fully while you can. Here's how to apply it. When fear holds you back, ask, if today were my last day, would I still be afraid to try? The answer often pushes you forward. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. Born a slave and crippled by cruelty, he discovered that while others could harm his body, they could never control his response. The meaning is clear: failure itself is neutral. One person sees it as defeat, another as training. Here's how to apply it. After each setback, pause and write down one lesson it gave you. In doing so, failure transforms from an enemy into a teacher. Seneca observed, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. He reminded his students that what we call luck is rarely random, especially in Rome's volatile world where fortunes rose and fell overnight. Failure is not proof that fortune has abandoned you, it is rehearsal. Every mistake sharpens your preparation for when opportunity arrives. Here's how to apply it. When you fail, treat it as training. Each rejection, each setback adds to your preparation, turning every failure into an investment in future success. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. He wrote these words while leading Rome through relentless trials, wars, unrest, even natural disasters. Obstacles are not interruptions to the path, they are the path. Each barrier carries within it a chance to build resilience and strength. Here's how to apply it. When you face a setback, ask not why me, but what strength is this obstacle forcing me to develop? Epictetus advised, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. He spoke to those drifting without direction, fearing failure because they lacked a clear vision of who they wanted to become. The meaning is direct. With clarity of purpose, failure becomes a detour, not a dead end. Here's how to apply it. Write down who you want to be. When failure strikes, revisit that statement. It reminds you that each stumble is part of the journey. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, if it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. He faced illness, betrayal, and the relentless weight of rule, yet recognized that most pains, though heavy, were still endurable. The insight is blunt but liberating. If you can survive it, you can endure it. Complaining only deepens the burden. Here's how to apply it. When failure hits, ask yourself, can I survive this? If yes, then endure without complaint, knowing survival itself is victory. Together, these 7 lessons form a new way of seeing failure, not a dead end, but a teacher and a training ground. Failure is no longer the enemy. It becomes the mentor, pushing us to prepare, to endure, to define who we are. So ask yourself this: what would you attempt if failure no longer frightened you? What dream would you chase if every stumble shaped you, not broke you? Fear of failure will never vanish completely, but with Stoic wisdom, you hold the tools to master it. The fear may whisper, but it no longer commands. Remember Seneca's warning that fear lives in imagination, Marcus's call to live with urgency, and Epictetus's reminder that response matters more than events. Now it's your turn. Choose one of these Stoic quotes and apply it this week. Real change begins when wisdom becomes action. Share your experience with others. Your words may be the spark that helps someone face their own fear of failure with courage. This is Timeless Quotes, Digital Philosopher. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay strong, stay calm, and let wisdom guide your path.